An anonymous woman is suing musician Chris Brown for allegedly drugging and raping her on a Florida yacht last year. She's seeking $20 million in damages from the Grammy-winning singer. The civil lawsuit was filed by a musician and choreographer identified as Jane Doe. She said she was invited to a yacht off of Star Island, Florida, home of Brown's friend and rapper Sean Combs. According to the filing, she accepted a drink from Brown as they started chatting. After a second one, she felt disoriented. She says Brown dragged.
All right, Shalom. Call Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone real well. Salutations to the hopeful elect brothers out there pushing this truth with all diligence and sincerity, risking their freedoms in their lives to do so. All right, it's Brother Lahab coming to you another lesson on, basically you see a lot of these celebrities starting to get accused of touching on women or things that have occurred. And, I got this post up where, you basically see two celebrities simping over a woman that's not even, a virgin, because the woman has been set up on such a pedestal that she's in that high place to fall right now. If she makes an accusation or anything, it's believed, and she destroys not only something that could be beneficial for herself, but for others, because it's not just the crumbling of men in society. Men are the backbone and the strength of society. And when you knock down those beams, you knock down your support system, which is why this place is about to fall into chaos. You got the MGTOW that were saying this for years, and MGTOW are mostly, Idumeans, people that were set up in the high class of society, not just, these celebrities like this. They took a piece of that pie, but when they're starting to fall, guess what? That means the whole thing is about to crumble. All right. And then you got this.
Wait a minute. Hey,
I saw this online. Or 2 Chainz for someone. Basically backing his woman or something, and he wasn't even there. But there's no telling what could have occurred in that car. All you see is the aftermath. You don't see what resulted in them getting kicked out the car. It's just that, he's so cruel. How is he putting him out in the cold? Because in this society, whatever a woman says pretty much goes. So I'm going to read these scriptures, and hopefully I hit home to the point. The first being Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 22. It says, "How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man." All right. Because now the world says that the woman is surprised. And although we say different, these words that are established in this Bible are not established in the earth right now. All right. So people see the woman as the prize. They see the woman as the go-getter, the super parent, the pinnacle of society, when that's not true. The woman can be good. That's the reason why she was created. And that's the reason why we're still going to have women in the kingdom. But on this side, she was created as a carnal pleasure, which that's wickedness. A woman is not just a pleasure. She's meant to be a help, and in this society, they don't do that. They turn that shit around, which is why the society is crumbling. And that's the reason why we really all got to be in that MGTOW type of spirit, because that's in the Bible. That Isaiah 4:1 is going to be women searching for men that are like that men that know that they don't need those women. All right. This is because on this side, you try to get a woman, you're going to suffer, man. You're going to suffer because she's not going to bend to your will. She's going to give what the serpent gave her, and she's going to try to overpower you, in any shape or form. And they're not going to like it, even if you kind of have to bow down to certain things, which you can do that, basically just not overreacting sometimes. I was going to put another.
Wait a minute. Hey,
I was going to get another little clip Jake was saying, he don't even go back and forth with women anymore. It's no point because it's gonna turn emotional. She's gonna use all her emotions against you. Then she's gonna say, well, "What about you? You don't do this." She's gonna pull your words, interject. What's that interjection that creates hostility because nobody likes to be interrupted when they're talking, and she might even try to start throwing fists as a means of saying this is all your fault. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's gonna go more rudely. And it's like, well, if you can't even have a woman like that to put her in order according to you, some would say, why even have it? And that's why the scriptures say this, man. It says in the scriptures that Paul said that we should suffer in the flesh, man. But this is 1 Corinthians chapter 7. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse I'm going to start at verse 25. It says, now concerning virgins, I have no commandment of the Lord, yet I give my judgment as one that has obtained mercy of the Lord to be faithful. Because it's good to have that spirit, of not having the need to be with a woman. And shit, like the church would say, oh yeah, you're a born again virgin. They would say that stuff. Well, in the spirit, we do have to be that way. We don't have to seek out the women on the side. Women are lovely, man. They can look good, and the sex might be okay, but that's only for a moment. Even if she's cooking, cleaning, raising your kids, that woman's gonna break down. She's in a society that is not meant for strength. It gives them false motivation, in which their motivation is supposed to be towards their family and their husband, the head of the family. All right. This is verse 26. It says, I suppose, therefore, that it is good for the present distress. It's good for the present distress if you have brothers, shit, even sisters, if they can actually listen. The whole point is, it doesn't matter if you're a virgin, if you're not pushing that spirit unto the Lord to be strong, man, to have a sense of obedience. The whole point of any of this is to be obedient unto the Lord, man, which in turn for a woman, you still gonna have to listen to a man, whether you're married to a man or not, or whether you just listen to the prophets of the church or not, man. That's the whole thing. But far as with men, that would be one of our greatest hardships is going without a woman, physically. But so much can get done without that, man. It even says that, he the unmarried husband careth how he shall please, how he shall please the Father, man. It says, I suppose, therefore, that it is good for the present distress. I say that it is good for a man so to be. It's good for a man not to even touch a woman, man. Especially in this time. Shit, you could be dating a woman for years, and then several months down the line, y'all break up. She'll say that she raped her like 5 months ago. Or she'll say that you stole something. Or that you stabbed and beat her. Hey, Tiger had the accusations, that one rapper. You got Trey Songz, all these different celebrities, man. So what about us peon guys? The same thing could happen. So at this point, it's really just best to serve the Lord in peace, man. Study to be quiet. It says, art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not thou to be loose. Art thou loose? So if you do have a wife and she's, she's sticking with you, she's not giving you too much hell, some of you gonna have to bear through, if she's trying to deal. But it does get to that point to where it says, cut her off and give her a bill of divorce if she goes not in the way that you would have her. If you steady getting into it with this woman, she's calling the police, she's detrimental to your health, she's calling her uncle, her brothers, and she got a gun and shit, like, you gotta leave that woman alone. It says, seek not to be loose. Art thou loose from a wife? Seek not a wife. And if thou marry, thou hast not sinned. And if a virgin marry, she has not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. He's saying, I digress. But shit, it's going to get hectic. But in this times, it is best that brothers just be alone. It's best that you have your own place. All right? It's best that you be free from this world, man. I'm going to skip on down. It says, In verse 31, it says, and they that use this world as not abusing this world. For this world, it's like it's not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. But I would have you without care, without carefulness. He that is unmarried careth for the things that belong to the Lord, how he may please the Lord. But he that is married careth for the things of the world, how he may please his wife. And therein lies the problem. That's why you will have trouble in the flesh. Because there's going to be some times where it's even written in this chapter where you have to give this woman time. But that's taken away from you giving unto the Lord to receive blessing, to receive wisdom, to receive patience and strength. So your strength is being taken away because your strength is the Most High. Physically, spiritually, and mentally. That's actually our strength. So the times that we have to take away to even do those things, yeah, the Lord, he's dealing with men that do have wives, but at the same time, that's still taken away from them being in the ministry. So Lord, it might come a time, if you are giving too much unto the woman, or if the Lord just don't think that she's right for you, he'll take that woman away. Whoso pleased the Most High shall escape her, man. All right. But it says, I'm going to skip down to verse 36. It says, but if, hold on. I think I might have skipped the verse I was trying to read. Yeah, it's verse 29. It says, 1 Corinthians 7:29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none. And brothers will quote the scripture that is written in Sirach, who shall pity a charmer that is bitten of a serpent, man. Actually, I'm going to get that real quick. Sirach, the 13th chapter. Actually, it is the 12th chapter. This is Sirach 12 and 13. It says, who will pity a charmer that's bitten with a serpent, and any such as come nigh wild beasts? Which we know the scriptures categorize anybody that's not following this doctrine to be a beast. And it says, so one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? Because it's curses that are in these scriptures and that have been put up on these people, that are the enemies of the elect, that are the enemies of Yahweh Shai, and ultimately the Most High, that are going to stick. So they're going to get judged for those things. So, just know that when that person does receive their judgment, you don't want to be a part of it. You don't want to be near them. It's just like, who was it, Ahor and Ai? How he had sinned and his whole family got destroyed for that. And it was jacking up the nation. We was going to war, and there was wondering why it was getting jacked up. It was because it was a sinner amongst us, and we had to put that evil out. And sometimes you got to get away from those evils, man. You see how this evil is affecting these men? Like, what if this guy 2 Chainz had been there? He wasn't there. His wife and kids were. But his kids would have suffered for the sins of the woman. Not to say that this guy is righteous, but if he had been there, it would have been a situation to where, what if somebody pulled out a gun because it got too rowdy because she didn't know how to shut the fuck up, and then they start blasting and he caught some of them bullets? There's nothing glorious about that, man. To die for something that could have been prevented if there were order and instruction set up, which there is, but you know what? Our people don't listen to it. But the whole point of this lesson is that, man, we really falling back. I was about to say the black woman, but it's really much more than that. Because, he is suffering under his women too, man. These women, it's really this American lifestyle, man. I'm going to get one last scripture. Because that's what it is. It's these American women are what's endangering women of the world. Because you know what? You got women of the world that's following after this as well. That's on the other sides of the world, man. You got women in Africa that want to be American. They all still wonder after this. And even if they hate America, they're still trying to bring this mindset to their country, which is rebellion. Whoredom and rebellion. This is Esther chapter 1, verse 20. It says, "And when the king's decree which he shall make shall be published throughout all his empire, for it is great, all the wives shall give to their husbands honor, both to great and small." All right. Well, I was gonna get more of the story on it, but that was the point. Even the heathen knew that if that evil was to go out, well, a little leaven at the whole lump, and it would have spread. And we see how much that part of that wickedness is spread. Because hey, guess what? This is still a part of Eve and the serpent. This is just Eve's side. This is Eve having that fruit and tasting that fruit, man. This is her and her wicked wisdom of rebellion, man, and whoredom, and witchcraft and idolatry, man. The serpent, hey, it mostly came from him, that wickedness. But this is Eve getting her much on in wickedness, man. And we just gonna have to separate ourselves from that so that we don't get caught up in it, man. But like, hey, if brothers got wives that have submitted unto them, you deal with them. But hey, it says in the scriptures, marvel not if she trespass against thee. So the whole point is to keep the same spirit, if not a stronger spirit, of Yahweh Shemi Shai while she's there, while she's not there. All right, because this is going down. That means that we are right next to the brink of collapse, because this is what happens in every last society. That you had women and homosexuals starting to come up into the ranks, and then that was the end of that society. That was the end of that empire. So with that, I'm going to say shalom and a Bible ball.